MakingStarWars.net.
Hey YouTube, I'm Jason Ward from MakingStarWars.net, and today is the biggest Star Wars day of 2022. Oh, no, sorry, read that wrong. Today is just a day. Just a day. How's it going, Rob? Rob
It's going all right.
Rob is drinking vodka, pretending it's water.
Normally, you don't want me talking the first 5 minutes. So I was wanting to remind everybody to like and subscribe, flick that little bell button down there.
People are going to think I'm like, Rob, you don't talk the first 5. You got it? That's Jason. Fine. You don't talk. See, the first 5 is mine.
Here's the inside scoop, folks. When Jason doesn't want me to talk, he just doesn't send me a link.
No,
that's the best way to do it. Like my wife, if my wife could somehow operate our marriage on the same level, we'd get along a whole lot better. Yeah. But
tell her to email me. I'll tell her. I'll give her some tips.
But also remember to let this silly show play to the very end, because it helps feed the algorithm. We're up to what, 7,000 something subscribers now, Jason, right?
Yep.
Right? We got we gotta get up there. We gotta up them fucking subs, man.
We need the up in Canada.
Yeah. And that way we can get the Kenobi convoy going.
The Kenobi convoy.
The Making Star Wars convoy. We all get on the convoy. So
I don't know if my Canadian accent is really like a Chicago guy, but just go with it. Okay, it's best I can do.
I think it's because you're doing the Bears, the Chicago Bears, right?
That convoy.
That convoy. Yeah, the Kenobi convoy, the caravan of Kenobi, right? If we want to keep it real Star Warsy. Stupid.
Yeah, so yesterday I did a impromptu Sunday video about how Kenobi is going to be shown theatrically in Canada, and it doesn't look like anywhere else yet. I had a hope. A hope was I was going to be like, I hope it's coming out other places, and people would be like, me too. And then today we would wake up and it was like that chain just jumped the gun, and maybe it was gonna be everywhere. But all I woke up to was All Hell Lambhead by Mike and Jedi Mike and Mike. And Fandom Empire says spoke with someone at Cineplex, who's the Canadian theatrical chain that's showing it this morning, and it's a theatrical release. But I'll cross my fingers. Also, think I figured out the estimate runtimes for the last 2 episodes. Part 5, 43 minutes, give or take a few, and part 5, just over an hour by a couple minutes. And that's where my head was at with it too, pretty much. Once again, this is not an approximation. This is just based off of where I think things fall from what they filmed. I want to say, like, and I could be wrong, but I feel like there's like the big duel, right? And I want to say like the last 15 to 20 minutes is to Kenobi. Is like Kenobi's wrapping shit up. You know what I mean? On like doing what he has to do between probably that. I think that ceremony thing still happens, for the old dead Jedi, maybe Nari. I don't know. It might not be Nari. It might just be like for everyone. It might just be the Jedi ceremony of memorializing dead lightsaber people. That's what it could be called. I don't really know.
It's all those poor folks at Anchorhead who had their hands cut off. There's like
fuck them. Nobody cares about them. She should have known her place. She got to yeah. No, that's cool. That's fine.
They're all running Kaliki and monkey lizard Spitfires now, right? Because they could just nub it. Come on, it's just Kalaki and how's that shit? Is that Kalikian?
It's like, I think it's Kowakian.
Kowakian.
KW, I think. But
monkey space lizards.
At the end, like Kenobi runs into her on the street and she's like, "Before nobody liked me, now I'm interesting." It all worked out.
All right. Yeah, it worked out. Happy ending. Season 2.
Yeah, like without so Fandom Empire, when you called them, were you able to get a runtime on the Q&A? Like, is that how you're able to like estimate? Because otherwise, I mean, I'm just gonna say the Q&A could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour, it could, we don't know. If we don't know what the Q&A runtime is, It's hard to say, but without any of that jazz, I expect part 5 to probably be around 38 minutes and part 6 to be about an hour. Like that's where I have things just from production side of things. So I'm not saying I'm right or anything like that. It's an estimation right now. And if you're doing Star Wars Santa's poll, if you're doing his guesses on the episode stuff, that's where I'm at. So if you want to listen to me, but I usually don't win those things. So just do the opposite of what I said. Probably. That's what Rob does, and he rocks it.
Santa's pole! Everyone jump on the pole!
Gotta stop that guy. I wish I never gave that guy the link, the master link to the show, so he can jump on any show anytime he wants. Because now we can't stop him. But
once she say there's money involved, Santa's got to show up.
Yeah,
Santa's the best capitalist ever.
Also,
I think the originator of Uggs, right? I mean, he's got those fuzzies around the boots, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think those are Uggs. I gotta check.
Yeah, probably. Right. But I don't know. Work one's a family over here. Rerun says 8th like. Thank you, Rerun. I said rerun. I said that to you before too. Thank you, Rerun Trading. Yeah, like the video, you savages. Lego fan says, any updates on the flashbacks in Kenobi? I just, like I was saying before, it's a training session between Obi-Wan and Anakin. It's a flashback. Anakin, I was told, was about 19 years old in it. So it's probably right after Attack of the Clones, most likely, in that time frame. So is it a Clone Wars flashback? I mean, technically, the Clone Wars are happening. So I guess if you go back to two soldiers training in 1941, is it a World War II flashback? I guess so. I guess.
Or it's a Spielberg movie that's highly underrated and technically about UFOs, but
which one's that?
People don't know it. 1941.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that one.
Got the whole when they're out looking for the when they're out in the big Ferris wheel. It's the whole battle for LA stuff. Just they omitted the UFOs.
What's weird about that movie for me is my family got cable when that movie was out, when it was hitting cable anyways. And so to me, it feels like it was the hugest movie when it came out. And it's like today, everyone's like, oh, it's a big failure. It's a big flop. But I think it was a cable success, to be honest with you. I mean,
I only remember it as the Saturday night movie on ABC. Remember the Saturday night movie where with that really exciting music? You're like
that, and the HBO music was super rocking. Like HBO, I wanted to go
DMCA. Yeah,
it was HBO's like flag it.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, for me it was like Star Wars theme, Superman theme, HBO intro theme. I'm not even fucking kidding you. Like I would get hyped up.
Yeah. No, it was, you were ready to watch some movies with that. You do suck says, hello guys. Hey sucker.
Fair enough.
Hey Joel, thank you for being a channel member, Joel, as always, and everyone who is a channel member. It's the best way to support the channel. I thought the first 5 minutes were about Jason. Why is Rob talking? Bait and switch. So yeah, that's what I told you, man. I told you if you open that trap of yours. Lego fan says also any updates on flashbacks in Ahsoka. Now Ahsoka's just kind of getting going right now. So we're kind of early on that stuff to be hearing much of anything truly or highly authentic or but they are building a new set out there at the lot, I believe.
Oh,
anything going on?
Any more feats?
What's that?
The Ahsoka feats. Any
the
more
Ahsoka feats? No, they are tearing that down. The big O toes of the Force. They are tearing that stuff down. So they're doing the old set build. The Kenobi Nuke says, are they saving most Kenobi budget for the last 2 episodes? I would honestly.
I just had this picture of like Filoni like storing the budget in his cheeks for winter. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No. So here's the thing is like I really could not in good confidence authentically say what they spent their budget on, where it went. Like I truly don't know. Like I don't. But what I would say, the 5th episode's the big battle. The 6th episode's the big fight. Also, the 5th episode has the big flashback. So I think it's safe to say that is probably going to be the case. I think that's
true.
Filoni, you just get a special thanks on this one. I think you're kind of overstepping here.
No, we spent all the budget on double doubles. I'm sorry to say. Sorry.
On
That's
what?
We do double doubles.
Double doubles.
Style.
Oh, the animal style fries from In-N-Out.
Yeah, well, we have to buy everything in multiples of 66, Jason. That's how we do it.
You're a weird guy, Filoni.
Gotta keep that kayfabe. Gotta keep it going.
You're a weird guy, Filoni. You're a weird guy.
LA's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's.
By the way, we're getting an In-N-Out over here in Boise.
I'm sorry.
So
are you excited?
LA guys that hates, huh? I love it.
No,
I prefer to make my own burgers, but for getting takeout, it's pretty affordable. You're not gonna spend $20 on a combo.
Yeah,
that's what I love about it. You know.
Yeah, I mean the best part about it is that they are like one of the only fast food places that does like the lettuce wrap hamburger. If you kind of want to eat on the healthier side of things, that's like the big advantage to the In-N-Out to me for the most part. It's really good. It's good. Like I like it.
You just don't like sitting in that line.
I don't like sitting in that line, but I also don't like the, oh my God, you're from wherever that's not here. You have to have In-N-Out. You have to, because you really don't have to have it. I mean, in the age of gourmet burgers, who gives a fuck is my point, you know, but it's
affordable.
It is. It's
affordable you can't get better for your buck. You just can't.
Okay. I'll give you that. But anyways,
even Anthony Bourdain, he knew. Yeah. Anthony Bourdain knew.
Are they saving the budget for the last 2 episodes? I do think that if I had to just use basic logic on this, though, most of the most expensive episodes should be the final 2, based off of just the fact it's the big battle and it's the big fight. It's going to be very, very I'm going to say action driven, but also the flashback. I don't know if that's expensive, you know, to do the flashback stuff like with Hayden and Obi-Wan, because I mean both of the actors are still fairly, you know, Hayden bulked up quite a bit, so maybe they might have to do some of that Captain America stuff on him a little bit, just to like slim him down a little bit and shrink him down. Not that he's like fat or anything like that, but he's just like he's just bigger dude now, like from when he was in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, I mean we all can't be 19, like,
yeah,
forever.
Oh, but fuck him, he looks great. No, I'm not gonna give that guy any. Oh well, yeah, he look, you know, no, fuck him. That guy's been fucking slaying it. Best looking dude on his block his whole life. Fuck him. All right. Anyway, I'm kidding. Neil says, "What's up, fellas? Aside from their obvious hits, I'd love to know what some of your favorite lesser known Queen songs are." You said ask anything. Yeah. So okay. So if we're gonna go like Queen 1, Night Comes Down, pretty good classic Queen shit going on there. Queen 2, I'm gonna take it to probably White Queen, but also honorable mention to Ogre Battle, because that shit rocks. And then on Sure Heart Attack, Brighton Rock is obviously one of my favorite ones, but Lap of the Gods Revisited, fucking fire. That's one of the best ones too. Then what do we go? We go to Night at the Opera. I like 39. 39 sounds like it's a folk song, but it's a science fiction song. That's wild. Brian May's a nerd. Dig that one. And then Day at the Races. Day at the Races is a little bit muddier, you know, and I'm gonna go pretty basic on that and just go that Somebody to Love is the big offering from that one, and that's at the end of the day, that's pretty much it. And then on News of the World, or wait, is it Jazz or is it News of the World? I think it's News of the World. Fuck, I don't remember the order of those two now. I'm losing it. But on Jazz, Let Me Entertain You. That shit's hilarious. Record's not recorded that well though. And then News of the World, I'm pretty much like that whole record. But All Dead, it's pretty cool. But once again, All Dead, you think that shit's heavy. Brian May fucking with your head again, being the M Night. You think like it's called All Dead. It's a sad piano song. It's all minor and shit. And it's about a cat. He misses his cat. It's like the most Spinal Tap thing in the world. I miss me kitten. And then and then when we get up to the game, Need Your Lovin' Tonight. Underrated, I'm gonna say. But also Dragon Attack live, especially. Fucking cool. And then after that, I still like it all. But after that, I can't say I endorse it. I think Queen maybe should have broke up about this time and all went solo and just left perfect. That's what I say. But I could go on, but I think we'll just call that one. But if you want to know part 2, I'll keep going about the second half of Queen's career.
I spent my whole morning listening to Guano Apes again, so it's been a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite early 2000s band from Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know them.
Highly underrated. You don't know the Guano Apes?
Mm-mm.
They had three great albums. Then they literally just retired after 2004. They came back.
Yeah.
Did a little bit of different sound. Not bad, but different. And then, if you describe it, it's early 2000s rock. You'll know when you hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always appreciated that REM said, you know what? We did it. Bye. It's the best way to do it, I think. When you're, making really, 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 like those first 5-6 REM records are pretty much perfect to me. And then once they started getting less than perfect, they said, you know what? We're going to call it a day. Sam says, Jason.
Enter shiny, happy people.
Jason, do you pay for leaks? If not, why do you think people volunteer information to you that might spoil the viewing experience for shows they work on? So no, I have never paid for any leaks whatsoever. Never have, never will. Why do I think people give me information? I think because I probably ask questions that I want to know the answers to. I'm probably usually way off in what I think is going on. And we all know that spoilers do not ruin the viewing experience. They just don't. In fact, they set expectations, but most of the time I think it's about a conversation. And from the podcast to this show, we will be talking about things and asking questions enthusiastically, and the people who work on it will sometimes tell me. And I'm lucky on one hand. I've also proven that I'm not going to burn a source. I think that's another thing. And also within all of that too, though, is the ability to do your best to take the information and disseminate it somewhat respectfully, like a lot of time, like for instance, I'm just going to be a dick here, but like I could have taken every single thing from Kenobi I had ever heard and made it like the most egregious sounding clickbaity shit ever. Like they made Kenobi homeless. Eye roll. Guess what? He lives in a fucking cave. Like there's a way. I mean, that's a bad example, but you see what I'm saying? Like I could have done that, and I haven't. And then at the same time too, I think my just background in music and things like that have also just given me connections over the years. And so I mean that's
Tom DeLonge.
Me and Tom DeLonge. I mean, we're pretty much like the same guy when you get down to it, just except for all the money and women and stuff, pretty much the same guy. Yeah.
I would say that, what I guarantee you will ruin a fucking film every time? Overhyping. I don't care what film you do. No matter how good it is, if you overhype it, you're going to walk out disappointed. You know, you can go see a perfectly amazing thing, but someone told you that's the greatest thing ever, and you went there, all right, show me you're the greatest thing ever. Wasn't, sucked. What was that? Citizen Kane, piece of shit. I've heard that. I've heard that. Overrated. I don't know what the big fucking deal is.
Yeah.
Gee, let's go back to 1939 and see what else fucking came out, you know?
Yeah.
So,
but one last thing, Sam. Another thing is too, is I think also we are mutually excited, probably. I like I've always said, when something is very, very much just not that interesting, people aren't really like, they don't really want to hear what I think about it because they know it's just going to be like, "Wah, wah," you know? So when it's something like super fascinating, like, or like, they're like, what's he going to think? They want to know what I'm going to think too. I think there's kind of that part of it as well. But you know, I've always been super appreciative of the sources. I've always done my best to amalgamize the information, protect everybody, and all of that. And yeah, I'm just trying not to be stupid. As a stupid, I try not to be stupid.
Every time you say that, I feel my dad right behind me. Just don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid,
Damn,
stupid.
Right, try not to be stupid. Fuck, trying.
Rick Jones says The Mandalorian season 2 is the one that should be on the big screen in theaters. You know what I would actually be completely cool with is if they did something where, like, through like the Fathom events kind of things, you know, that they have in theaters, if they were just like, here's 2 episodes and you could just kind of go multiple times and, you know, sit there for an hour and a half and just watch some Star Wars in a theater with other Star Wars fans who want to see it, like an 8 o'clock showing or whatever it happened to be. I would do it. I think that would be fun. I think it would be really fun. So, you know, I'm hoping what I'm hoping is that this Canadian thing that they're doing is like a test, not necessarily a test for Kenobi. That would be great if they're like, oh, it did okay, let's do it everywhere else. But no, but if it's like a test to see, how do we do this? Can we do it? Is it worth doing and stuff like that? Because when they were talking about it during the Bob Iger days, Bespin Bulletin reminding me of this. They were talking about it being like a cut of The Mandalorian that they would show, like maybe like sort of a super cut where they edited all the episodes together, maybe even trimmed it down, but got rid of the fat, but made it into like one long thing. And they were looking at that possibility for that show. I think that was during season 1 because Iger was still there. But then pandemic happens and then it just completely like off the table. So now I think we're back to like the drawing board, so to speak. And this is maybe a test run to see if something like this can happen. And if we're interested in it. And I could say that I think a lot of hardcore Star Wars fans are. I think they release stuff, you know, like when they put like I make the joke, like a Pink Floyd concert or some shit, like, you know what I mean? And those things, like, how much money do they really make? They're probably not too much, but it's just like, it's a fun thing to do to get people in the theater and to buy concessions. I think if they did that fun thing in the theater to get people to buy concessions, but it's Star Wars, I do think that with the built-in fan base, it would be potentially profitable. And maybe it would even, you know, mitigate some of the cost of the production and make it, you know, like I said, extra worth going and dropping the extra $25,000 for this visual effect shot that might be needed just to push it over the top a little bit. Cause you know, they would maybe recoup the money. Maybe this will, you know, help or whatever. But right now we don't know anything. They didn't even put it on the official site saying, hey, we're doing this in Canada, you guys, that I know of yet. Anyways, they just kind of,
Disney got a little wary of it after that Inhumans IMAX premiere.
What was that?
Like,
what was the deal with that?
When the Inhumans came out on ABC, they premiered that weekend in IMAX, and it cost them money. Like, so like, how, I mean, one doesn't equate the other, but like, that was at the time when Game of Thrones was still doing theirs, and then they were really negative against it.
Did they have to make an actual print?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like with this show, it would just be a digital digitally.
IMAX
I mean,
CEO guy had to apologize for it. Like,
well, but you know
'cause
what?
It was TV blown up on an IMAX screen, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like you could go, I want to see that. Yeah, I know you think you do. You know, like sometimes though, it's just a lot. I think we get so accustomed to visual effects, people forget how much effort goes into the resolution you see on these screens. You know, like,
well, they were showing like, I can't remember what it was. People acted like it was nefarious, but it actually wasn't. But they were showing like at like, I think it was like private parties in these theaters, and you could like be like, oh, we want to watch Still Magnolias or whatever, and then they would like get the rights, but they were showing it off of like Amazon Prime. And with the digital distribution like system, they're able just to pull that up and do it that way. So I'm kind of curious if they might actually be doing that in Canada, if they may just be pulling Disney Plus up and fucking playing the episodes for you, and then when the 5th episode or 6th episode comes out, that's when they're gonna play it just like they normally would. But if they are doing that, it means that we get that 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, midnight East Coast premiere for the finale, I think.
So you're saying that if you leave LA around right after the show, and we start caravanning right up through Idaho, and then we hit Edmonton, we can kind of like line it all up, get some Timbits, come back.
Kenobi Caravan. Hey, Maximus, how's it going, dude? Arya says, how on earth is this business profitable for you? I could never imagine having to deal with these pathetic morons online that attack you for no reason. It just is what it is. You know, I'm a tough guy, but also, you know, it is what it is, Arya. You know what I mean? What am I gonna do? But
don't cash all those shill checks at once, Jason.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, like I said, it says more about them. Like I got people who like used to like date somebody I used to be friends with that are still trying to cash that 10 minutes of attention over and over and over again. It's like, when you haven't seen somebody since 2018 and they won't stop talking about you, it should be pretty telling like what that person is and like what they're about. But people don't care. You know what I mean? They want to they just want to be like, oh my God, you know, the government is controlled by blood drinking vampires, you know, all that shit. It's just like you just can't fucking argue with stupid to an extent. So I stopped for the most part. But yeah. But I do appreciate when you guys stick up for me and set the record straight. That's always appreciated. Hey, Bram. Is the 5th brother gonna use his lightsaber or even press the button on it? And I'm hoping that we see the Grand Inquisitor back. I believe he should in the 5th episode. 5th episode, 5th brother. There you go. Yeah, like I said, 5th episode's like the big battle. You know, and it's gonna have little plans going on and stuff. Little Leia's got something to do. I'm not gonna, you know, we're it's tomorrow, so I'm not gonna spoil that. But little Leia's got something to do. I like it. I think I like where the story's going for it. And so I would expect that is the case in tomorrow's episode. And but guarantee you he's going to be like, Riva, Las Vegas. Riva, Las Vegas.
Just getting us all DMC'd here.
Yeah.
You know, over funny puns. Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
It was worth it.
Was it worth losing your money for that?
Worth it. Yeah. All the $1.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Arya, that's why it's profitable. That's why it's worth it, Arya. Okay. Because I could do that one time.
That Wendy's value meal ain't gonna buy itself, Jason.
No, it's not. This is how
you think the portions are small at In-N-Out. Try the Wendy's value meal.
Oh yeah.
I work there.
It's true. Yeah. This is how this diet's working for me. I'm just not making any money to eat. Sam says, over the weekend while watching Mando Chapter 16, I think I've come to appreciate Rob's point of view. I don't understand. Is there something that you said about Chapter 16 that I don't remember? But
I love Mando, so I'm just gonna say I
are.
can't keep track of the wooden numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love all the Mandos. You know, look, I'm not saying every episode of Mando is perfect.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is there's way for me to rewatch. As a fan, I can rewatch this, and that, having a great time.
Mhm.
You know, and I think for using a smaller budget, like the episode where what was the episode where they break out of prison and they got the Kurgan in there as a little devil dude and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like
Mhm.
all that's great. Filoni shows up in an X-wing. It's not so great, but everything else is great. I'm not gonna. I go, all right, Filoni, just take a back seat next time.
Yeah.
You know, like, I get it. You do. You're all right, but everything else, I love it. That's how you use a small with repeating sets, and you get a motley crew of characters, and they're all acting their parts. And
So right now, I'm writing the scenes where my character had to go to a dance with Padme because nobody knew they were married, so they didn't know it was wrong, and they made him do it. Oh no!
Oh my god! Oh my god! You read my script.
I did. I did. 300 pages. 300 pages.
Well, I wrote it when I was on Galactic Starship, so I had like a whole weekend to kill. No one's there. It's empty. You can just walk around, do whatever you want. It's the best.
They call it the brick.
Go.
They call it the
it's
brick.
It's only like $10,000 a night. It's not a big deal. Everyone got that money.
Yeah, that's where they made little Kylo. Cassian likes sandwiches. Me too.
I like it.
Me too. Yeah, we have strangely a Mexican market over here, and when you go to it, they make these turkey sandwiches, and they put like peppers on it, but the peppers, it's not too hot for me. I just don't really like eating peppers straight up. Like, but you take it off, that's like a turkey sandwich, but it's been like in pepper juice. I don't know how to explain it. It's fucking good though.
Yeah, it's good.
Onion rings are good too. Try not to eat them though. Too bad for me. Left Coast Graphics says 1 hour 33 minutes is what Cineplex says for final episode with Q&A. Right. So I'm going to think that the Q&A is about 30 minutes. And then you got to leave like a little bit of room for, you know, the blocking, you know, things between and letting it start into it and stuff like that. So I'm like I said, I'm expecting that last episode to be an hour, basically, roughly. And Sheev the Wise is slapping you. I think he's slapping you, Rob. I think that's what it is.
What was the movie where every time they said something, a hand would come up and just smack you?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I can't remember what that was. It's not
Jackass.
That's the flap. Was it?
Jackass had that big ass hand that would come on and hit people, which is so dumb, but I love it so much. It's so stupid, but I appreciate it.
Maybe it's one of those like Emilio Estevez spoof movies. What was that? Loaded Weapon?
Oh,
maybe it was that. Something
Loaded
like that.
Weapon. Yeah, it was a Hot Shots one and do, and Loaded Weapon. Yeah.
Machine Boys were trying to corner the market in the 90s.
Yeah,
on spoof films, man.
when I saw Loaded Weapon, I was like, you're just trying to do what your brother does, man. Don't try. Mm-hmm. You were Billy the Kid, man.
Famous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were the best. What happened? Neil Muhammad said, "What's the deal with the whole fifth brother, third sister, second uncle routine with the Inquisitors? Was that ever explained in the animated series? It wasn't. It's just this weird culty thing that they got going on, basically. And you know, it's I don't know if it pays off, to be honest with you. I feel like it's a whole mouthful of stuff. I don't know if it was worth it. You know, it would almost be like what's the fifth brother's name? Like, is it just like Steve? Because I would rather just call him Steve, Darth Steve, whatever his name is. But you know, yeah, I don't
so doubling down on that. You can never use Darth because only the Sith do. They had to come up with something else, and it's like if you had rolled with the fifth sister, seventh brother shit in 77, wouldn't have flown. Just letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, Darth sounds cool.
Somebody's all the fifth brother. Why? What is this? Good times? That's what somebody would have said back then.
Billy Sue, Susan Chuck. Cousin Skeeter. Like, yeah, Cousin Skeeter, you got me.
Yeah.
I just every time they say it, and I kid you not, I had that. What was that? Remember they used to do those like skits where they'd all be in like bed together, like the whole family,
Mhm.
like,
Oh,
and
right.
they'd all be good night, Paul, good night. Like it's just that shit, like like they'll have a numerical order in bed or something. Like, all right.
Des says odds that Obi-Wan uses Padme's name after the flashback to F with Vader and get the upper hand he needs. I don't know. Like I said, I've been told that he throws it in his face in the fight though. So, but I'm gonna say I don't really. I think the flashback wouldn't be them dueling to get to that conclusion. Instead it would be like them having a conversation about like his feelings or something for somebody that he's not supposed to have. Oh, hi George.
Hey Jason, I just want to let you know I got a hold of the script this morning, and apparently Kenobi yells out Martha, and Vader throws him off the whole thing and gets him to come over to the light side for about a minute.
Well,
And
why
then,
would he do that,
Vader
George?
goes, well, because he remembered that he needed to choke several Marthas on planet Shkablursk. Yeah, Shkablursk. Yeah, it's the big moon where they have the big fight on. It's not the most pronounceable name, but it looks great on paper.
Right. Yeah, it reminds me of that other planet you came up with. Was it Shish Kebabs?
Oh no, it's Shish Kebab. Shish Kebab. Bubba Fett. Yeah. Yeah, we shortened it down.
That's a moon of Mandalore, right?
Well, I
Shish
tried
kebab?
to combine my favorite foods, so Shishka and Boba, who doesn't like that? But yeah, whatever. Faster and more intense.
Whatever. Whatever. I like to just flip it. Whatever.
I'm gonna be honest, man. That's how like half the time when he's talking to someone about Star Wars, I just waiting for the whatever, right?
Whatever.
Whatever floats your fucking boat,
Well,
like,
whatever,
I got paid.
nerds.
What do I care? Yeah, you're gonna buy it. Look at all those toys. You're gonna buy this shit anyway, right, Rob?
Yeah.
You got me. You got me.
Lucas,
Yeah, so like
bigger sold right there. Lucas spent that cash.
I was watching Meg's video on like the tomb, right? And there's like this theory about like connecting the cloning operation for Palpatine and the First Order with all that stuff. And I do think like because there was something that they brought up on that video. She brought up on the video about like Grogu could have gone through that and then they got him out or something. And like if they had intended that, I really feel like it would have been cool to have Grogu in that opening Padawan scene, right? They get captured, or all killed, but Grogu gets captured. And then when Kenobi sees him in the amber, he thinks he's dead. But that's why Grogu doesn't remember. Like, if there was a legitimate way to sync it all up, that's how they would do it. It's not part of what they're doing, but it's there for you to pick up. I just don't think they're doing that.
Yeah.
Like I do think there's a way they easily could have tied that all together in a if you watch the previous episodes of Mando, you'll get what's going on, I mean, with what they're already doing,
I considered this like what would my reaction and what would I have thought if I saw Grogu in that amber, and it would have freaked me out because I would have immediately been wondering, am I seeing a dead Grogu and the one that we have is a clone from this guy? Like it would have been ultimately unnecessarily disturbing to me. So in a way,
I feel they're all dead. I don't think
yeah.
there's anything living in that amber. It's preserving the skin or the cells or the midi-chlorians, obviously.
Like mummified, and maybe it's for experiments. Yeah, who knows?
Maybe they're mixing them with Grogu's a frog, right? So they're mixing him with the frog, and that's how they're resurrecting dinosaurs.
But it also has some really weird implications, I think, because like the little boy that we see with the Padawan hat on,
by the way, he's going to become a character here soon. Like I'm working on it. Yeah, it's coming. Just you wait.
Well, yeah, it was confirmed that he's one of the kids from the opening. In the Order 66 scene. So that means that kid was captured by who? because Inquisitors didn't exist yet that we know of. So like there might be something in the backstory that they may have to, if they didn't think about it, they may have to think about it and figure it out. But it might mean like the Grand Inquisitor may have been on the dark side with Palpatine even before, for instance, Darth Vader goes.
The Inquisitor was just like putting Padawans under his coat. It's an
Yeah.
ancient Jedi trick. I showed Kenobi once how to do this, and he's sneaking him out, like
Yeah.
dropping him in amber.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like it at the end of the day that the kid is clearly was probably captured in those scenes or very close after, because you go 6-8 months later, it's gonna look different, right? Because kids age fast, they grow up. So I'm kind of curious like what the backstory of this ends up being now, and it might point more towards a science kind of background as opposed to the trophy background, because if it's the trophy background, I mean, it means that they were getting the trophies like from day one, but there weren't Inquisitors that we know of from day one. So it's like, did Palpatine turn the first batch of Inquisitors with Anakin or before Anakin even? You know what I mean? Like, were they in the Jedi Temple being agents? Were they erasing the maps from the Jedi archives? Who erased, we always thought it was Sifo-Dyas doing it, for instance, like to like preserve that, but they might be going somewhere else with that kind of stuff in the end. And I'm okay with that. With there being thousands of Jedi, Palpatine's a seductive guy. If he could seduce Anakin to the dark side, he could probably just get some Joe Schmo who's not the brightest and the best Jedi out there too.
Oh,
but,
I can do it.
Yeah, you can do it.
Perfect. Look,
Yeah,
I'm smart.
I'm smart.
I can be a Sith. I can be the ninth brother.
Hey, Del.
Yeah.
There is no budget. Laugh out loud. If Abs wants it, he gets it. I think sometimes you might be right. I don't know, but it also might also be that someone like Favreau knows how to make something cheap look expensive too, because he's been doing this stuff and do for a while, for years, and might know the tricks on how to make it come together as opposed to not. Obi-Wan once thought as you do, Dez. Del got you, Dez. Del got you. Rick says In-N-Out sauce sucks, but otherwise edible. I like the Raising Cane sauce. It's pretty good. Have you had that? It's pretty good.
Yeah, but it was mayo, mustard, ketchup, plus garlic powder, onion powder. Yeah, like, I know how to make it. I make it with minced pickle.
Wait, In-N-Out or Raising
In-N-Out.
Cane's? Okay. Yeah, I mean it's all like kind of the same thing, just different variants, I guess. My favorite name, Upper Roehampton Catch Championship Wrestling, says, whilst imagining the upcoming duel between Vader and Kenobi, I thought of a moment where they both get trapped, and then this forces them to talk. Vader momentarily becomes Anakin in his vulnerability. I am curious if we are going to get any kind of like real regret from him at all in this or not. I mean, because on one hand, like we have them in A New Hope, and in A New Hope, Obi-Wan does seem like he's moved on from saving Anakin in a lot of ways, kind of, and he is going with this bigger plan. He's almost like, okay, you suck. I'm going around. I'm going around you to make this happen almost. But I wouldn't mind if there's a good moment. The thing about it is Vader's in the suit, and I think that could be hard. I'm not saying it can't be done. I anything can be done. But when he's in the suit, and you have him like regretting what's happening to Luke, for instance, in Return of the Jedi, that took a lot to get to that moment to make that really, really, truly like land. And I'm curious to see if with this Darth Vader, with the suit, with the widow's peak and everything he's kind of got going on, can you make it like play? Because removing that widow's peak changes that expression in that Vader mask in such a subtle way that he looks sad and forlorn, as opposed to being like, what? Different guy. He's more
also,
like,
that guy's
too late for me.
Rohan Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Rohan Wrestling. That whole name of his it feels like, yeah, Upper Roehampton Catcham. It feels like the NES game you rent. That URRCCW Wrestling. You get it, and it's just filled with all like generic versions of the WWF characters, but it's a better game. Right?
Random question. Did you ever have pro wrestling for Nintendo?
Pro wrestling? No, but my buddy did. Yeah.
Well, remember how there was like the green guy? He was like green.
Yeah, and the green shirt. Yeah, the green shirt.
And he bite your head.
Yeah.
Did they steal Blanca from Street Fighter? Did Street Fighter steal Blanca from pro wrestling? Because it's like the same character. I always thought that. Yeah, it's been on my mind for like 30 years. Dell says he bites the head. Even he's like green and he bites your head, and he's like a green Amazonian man. I mean, I think Blanca got stolen. Dell says In-N-Out isn't that great for the prices. They have small portions.
Dale,
they do have
if
kind of
you
small
need
portions.
to eat more than a basic meal, you need to go on calorie restrictions. That's my
I don't
advice.
know. I think I don't think you're wrong.
But I
double
combos, plenty of food, and if it ain't enough food, take it from a guy who's put on the weight many times in his life. You gotta trim back.
You know what I'm gonna say though? Fuck Chick-fil-A's portions. Generally,
never ate there.
It's
I'm being
way,
serious. Never have.
Yeah, it's like way expensive. The little chicken pieces are good, but like when you look at what you're paying for it, I'm like, fuck your portions. Barry says, Jason, what do you mean by big fight in episode 5? Like it's like the battle between the partisans and the partisans becoming militarized, I guess you might say, against the Empire and the Inquisitors and all that stuff. The invasion of Jabim might be what it's called. I don't want to go out on a limb and say that's what it should be called, but that's where we're going. Afternoon, Mr. Baymax. I hope carrying those boxes. Poor guy is moving by himself, and elevator's broken in his new place, having to carry the boxes by himself. That's he needed the force for that. Nuke says he means Empire attacking Jabim, I think. Exactly what I mean. Burger and Brew, says Don. Yeah, that sounds good. Darren says, I know I shouldn't let it bother me already. Sick hearing Josh and other channels getting ready, saying we are just 1 week or so away from the biggest division in Star Wars fandom since the sequels. Yeah, those guys, that's what they do. They divide. Unless it seems profitable to pretend to be a uniter. But we are a fandom that is all about what a guy named Josh thinks. Des says it's late from News of the World. You know what, Des? Yeah. I'm a fan. Love it. One of the ones I could play.
DMCA'd.
Brian May.
Take much either.
Yeah, I'm with
no,
you.
No, CBS took it just in case. Like they're on us. They're on us for everything.
You know what? Yeah, and you know what? You're right. It's Late is that's my favorite song on that one. I like it because it's like Queen. Queen was doing this thing on that record where they were like, oh, you're doing bar chords. Well, we can do it too. And I thought it was kind of funny. Darren says, if the ending of Kenobi goes the way they expect it based on the leaks, it's like Lucasfilm flying Star Wars straight into the sun and a show that was supposed to help heal Fandom Rift. Well, it wasn't a show that was supposed to heal anything. It was supposed to be a Kenobi show. These are the people pushing a narrative that things are about healing and all of that. Like, that's just not even a thing, dude. I mean, that's respectful. I like you, Darren.
I'm not laughing at you, Darren. It's just that in my head, I'm just imagining the room like we gotta heal. They're divided. We gotta give them something they can all get behind. What will they agree? You know what? Hold on. This is great. You know what? Everybody. You know what we always do when we don't know. Like after the prequels, we just do more cartoons with the things that they love to complain about. We put Kenobi in there. We get a new female protagonist. They're gonna be another Clone Wars. Everybody, they're gonna love it.
Eighth Sister's House coming to Disney Plus, an animated series by Dave Filoni.
We are the wars. We are the false children. We're healing the rifts that the people, some named Josh, he's been making. Right? Like, it's just, they don't think there's a rift. They just think there's an annoying group of people out there that are going to complain no matter what.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, it's definitely like what it is. I hope Josh likes it, but you know, because Josh doesn't like it. Wow, I'm gonna like it. No, he basically what's gonna happen is, like I said, there's a ton of subtlety, there's a ton of nuance that it like is not going to be conveyed in through spoilers. The stuff at the end with like Obi-Wan Kenobi and shit like that. But the truth is, some of these people are not the best and the brightest when you get down to it. They don't understand narrative or structure whatsoever. They pretend that they do. Also, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, I'm just, they don't. And so what's going to happen is they're going to be like, the big thing I saw is the thing I make the YouTube featured image off of. And then that's the whole show to them. So
not for nothing though, okay. Jason, like last week, I think it was Joe Williamson, I don't know, one of you cats in there was like, you know, Rob, if you don't like the show, why you even watch it? Why you even continue watching it? I'm like, why do you keep listening to YouTubers that you just, you know where they're going to give you, you know what they're going to give you. I've never watched a show. I told you what they're going to say before they said it. You know, like, why do you guys keep doing that? Stop giving them the views. Look, when we do it at the beginning of the show, when we tell you, when you let the show go all the way to the ending, it helps. It really does, because their algorithm then at the end of other videos suggests, or when you're like looking for new things to watch, will suggest this content to other Star Wars fans. And so when you watch these other shows in which they're doing all this stuff all the way to the end just to see what they say, like, you know, people who hated Howard Stern or something, it then shares that, continues to, it just, you're just helping the algorithm, you know? Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So I don't watch it.
Lou, how's it going? Well, the Lou is one of my favorite UFO shows. Totally worth checking out. I did a Kenobi episode with him a few days ago. It was a good time. But if you're into the UFO stuff, I highly recommend it. Patrick,
I just like that. I like that icon with the quote. It's the icon with the quote.
With the quote. I want to watch you leak. Rob, did you have a look at the ILM ABBA link up?
No, I did not.
You didn't go ABBA Gold?
Totally forgot about it. Forgot about it.
Mamma mia!
I gotta write it down. I gotta write it down.
That's why I don't.
You say that, all I hear is Mario. You know, like there was something I got suggested to me, someone's Star Wars channel the other day. It was like cultural appropriation, and they're appropriating things in Star Wars. There was a picture of Padme, and this YouTuber was crying about it or something. And I'm like, look, that's. But in my head, I'm like, Nintendo, their mascot is an Italian plumber with the most racist, stereotypical voice you can imagine, right? It's me, Mario, have a ravioli. Look, if I can do the voice, it's racist. Like it's stereotypical. That's what I'm just saying. It's not hard. It's like, it's me. I get, if you like, I just think about that. Like, it's not appropriating. It's just, it's new to their culture. You know what I mean? Well, a lot of that samurai shit was new to 70s culture, you know, 80s culture, and they were
you know, the cultural appropriation concept. It's like, you know, if there was like something sacred that, for instance, Native Americans do, you don't go and do it, and you don't go like to Juneteenth. The place, and you don't fuck. Yeah, you don't fuck at the same time. But
ice cream
at the same time, you know? That's how cultures cross pollinate and create new stuff and grow, and that's also another thing that must happen, or else, you know, like would I rather not have rock and roll because some white guys liked black music? I'd rather have rock and roll and I mean, become what it became. I would even say black guys started it, you know, for the most part, with like Chuck Berry and shit. But, you know, if you don't have that, then you don't have the Beatles. You don't have, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's a stupid it's a big gotcha thing for the internet to try to use on stuff, but to try to use cultural appropriation in fiction is very fucking bizarre to me. That loses me.
Meanwhile, I know it's such a two thing to that. So one, it's like, oh, so you're only able to draw upon what Western civilization, whatever that means, like that'll be great for everything. And then two, if you want to see the real villain, just go look at where your t-shirt was made, country, and just imagine a lot of little hands about the size of 8-year-olds, because those are the ones who fucking built it. You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about some real villainistic shit. Stop worrying about art departments. It's one of the things that I love about Star Wars Visions, because I get to see more of the Asian inspired designs, locations from Japan. You know what I mean? Like what was the one with the bunny sister, the sister story with the Lop? Was it?
Yeah, Lop.
That whole design of that planet, fantastic. Just fucking love every bit of it. And it's just something. Unfortunately, a lot of what's designed in Hollywood comes out of LA. It's the Pasadena School of Design, or the Nomon guys, or
from that little lady from Pasadena.
And you get a lot of the same exact theories, and a lot of the same mentality goes behind what you see. That's why things tend to look alike. And so when you do get art departments from around the world, but then what are you supposed to do? And I heard the complaint was, they're putting Japan in Star Wars. That was legitimately a complaint, like from, oh my, are we really doing this? Like, are we really doing this? Like, all right, man. All right,
man. Yeah. I mean, wonder what the name of why he's named Obi-Wan. Wonder why that is. Wonder where George Lucas got that from. Aria says, if they didn't cut Reva's death and she still dies, does that indicate that they won't do another season, even though they got it approved, since they couldn't make a proper reasoning behind season 2? I'm going to say it is cut. It won't be happening now. And it's to keep the door open. Whether it's approved, it's signed, it's pitched, or whatever, it's because they are going to do something else. They don't want to shut down the story opportunities. That's what I'm going to say. And also, one thing to remember, that with television shows, things aren't always consistent, or even just to take it a different way. Well, no, seriously. Let's just say, I'm not going there. I'm going with character. I'm going with Hux. Look at Hux from season 1, or The Force Awakens, to Hux to The Last Jedi. Yeah, to The Last Jedi. But what I'm trying to say is, if you didn't like Reva here, it doesn't mean you might not like her somewhere else. If you didn't think she was used appropriately, or if it's like whatever your take is on it, it doesn't work for you. It doesn't mean you won't. But also, it goes both ways. If you love Reva here, it doesn't mean you're going to like where they take her next time. But I do think that it like I always say, she can't go back to work tomorrow after she tried to stab the boss. And but I see unidentified celebrity reviews picture again, and I was just imagining if UFO videos had to do those stupid things that Star Wars YouTubers do. Reva's at it again. Imagine like if you had to do it for UFOs and just be like,
Jason,
abject.
No one knows how to retcon better than Star Trek.
Oh no, yellow shirt Santa.
Star Trek Santa. Yes. Remember Star Trek, the original picture? Boring. Star Trek 2, great. Star Trek 3, weird. Christopher Lloyd.
That was good.
Star Trek 4 kept the ship. Who likes whales, Jason? Star Trek 5, God. Star Trek 6, no God.
I wonder if anybody's ever wrote fan fiction where like the punks from part 4 in San Francisco like get on the Enterprise and go live a space life. Because I would watch 80s punks in space in Star Trek. If that was the spin-off show on Paramount Plus, that's what I would watch. Baymax says, guessing people who give leaks are hyped and excited for the content and just want to talk about the awesome stuff they're working on. Leaks build hype for the hardcore who need them mainline daily. That is 100% the truth. And it's doesn't really, it does stay within that specific, I guess you could say, culture. and Star Wars spoiler culture. It doesn't really like leave outside of that. Like it's really, really weird. Like when I would go to like Celebration or something, like you be in one party and then everybody would buy me drinks. And I was like, and then, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, wow, this is super weird. I don't know if I like this. And I go somewhere else and then nobody would know who the fuck I was. And it was nice. But it's totally like, it just stays. It's very contained, I think. Hey, young boomer, channel member, young boomer, the theatrical release is the UK, or is it literally a one and done exclusive to the US? It's Canada. It's those Canadians, which make up 4% of our audience.
It's one of those other Americas we don't recognize here in the United States. It's only one America. This America, North, Southern.
It's the sorry America. Sorry. Maybe they're doing it because Hayden Christensen is a national treasure. Do you ever think about that, you guys?
Timbits.
Maybe they're doing it
we
so that
call
way.
them donut holes. They call them Timbits. Why is it a hole? I get it. We punch the hole out, but it's not a. I don't know. I like the Timbits. I like it better.
I don't know. One sexier.
Better idea.
Because this has hole in it.
I have the Christmas ornaments. It's a little Timbit on a sled.
Like a donut hole on a sled?
Yeah, it's real. Yeah, we got them from Canada. Because I went.
You, Canada. Fuck you, Canada. What are you doing?
Do it. Donuts.
You know what? Let's put the Christ back in Christmas, Canada. Because Christ,
new
are
cartoon
you serious?
character, Christ.
No, the young boomer. Also, they might be doing it so that because Liam Neeson said he would only do it if it was a movie in theater. He's a theater guy, so they don't want him to be a liar. That's what I said.
Jason, they will believe you. You need to let them know that's a goof.
I am goofing around.
I know, but they will believe that one, Jason.
I am joking and not lying. He was just lying to you for secrecy. That's
when my Rob radar goes off. I'm like, they're gonna believe that one. You better let them know.
I know. Somebody sent me a screenshot from Star Wars Leaks because yesterday I was like, when does what's that new show called? The Amblin one, Skeleton Crew. Somebody's like, what day does Skeleton Crew start filming? And I was like, a Monday. I'm just being stupid, just like a joke. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know. And then I saw somebody sent me a thing. They're like, dude, they took you seriously. It's all, what Monday does Skeleton Crew start filming? It is probably Monday, though.
A manic Monday. You should have followed that up. It's a manic Monday.
It's a manic Monday.
They wished it. They tried. They wished it was on Sunday.
But they
half-past fun day.
But union rules say no work half-past fun day. Nope.
Yeah, those are union rules. That's what we all last summer when we were all. That's what they got out of that. ARRC, whatever.
Yeah, that went really quiet.
I don't think they did well.
Yeah, I mean, I know that they kind of got some concessions in it, but it went ultra quiet. Left Coast Graphics says, "Why in the world would be here in Canada only?" Laugh out loud. I mean, like I said, Hayden Christensen is your national export, so. You're celebrating him. Oh, Canada.
It's another thing with inflation. It's just blame. I don't know what it means. Like it got inflated above
inflated
Canada.
No, but I mean, I am like I said, I am suggesting that maybe they decided to pick a very moderate, small market for them just to test it in. Maybe that's what it is in the end. You know,
Canada's a small market. Like the whole thing.
Well, it's one chain. It's like one chain. It's not every theater in Canada. It's one chain in Canada. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, by the looks of it, it was maybe 12, 13 theaters. So
all right.
Yeah.
So blame them when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So like is it like the Star Wars 3D thing? Like one tanks and then even though they finished the other two, they just don't release them. Like,
yeah.
Is that it? Like,
well, what sucks so much about that is that they didn't even like throw us the 3D release at home.
I don't understand.
You know what I mean? Like just let me have it.
Also, did you hear Jaws is going to 3D in September? Is that like a new conversion or something? Like Jaws, the first movie, not Jaws 3D, like Jaws 3D.
But how cool would it be if it was Jaws 3D though? with like real
not
D version
great.
of Jaws
I've seen-
3D. No, I
I've
know, but
seen-
it's so ridiculous. It would be better.
The weird way they did the puppetry in that is so weird.
Mhm.
Like with the mats, like it has that weird off coloring that it creeped me out more as a kid just because of the weird. It's the way this composited. It has like an off. I don't know, like a real dead feel to the shark. It doesn't.
It made us
anything.
afraid of. It made us afraid of marine land as kids. I kind of always wondered if it actually hurt them. Using marine land for Jaws, because we didn't want to go there. I was like, I'm not going. I'll go to SeaWorld. I'm not going to marine land. Jaws will fucking kill you. You know.
I gotta tell you, at SeaWorld, man, like I'm empathetic to animals. I can't take zoos, even as a kid. Like
Sure.
I was just like, I can feel their pain. My mom was like, "You don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "I don't know, Mom. I really feel like it." You know, like they had these zip lines you could ride, and I was like, I want to get the hell out of here. You know, like these animals.
I know what you're talking about 100%. The only zoo I know of is Santa Ana Zoo. Those monkeys, they seem happy there. They legitimately seem very happy. You know, they do. They do.
Right now, the monkey's like, ah! And then he falls over, right?
Yeah.
When he smells his own ass. Yeah, that's great.
Wild
Animal Zoo never had a bad feeling about because they get to roam around and shit, you know. But the SeaWorld, man, that always got to me every time.
Yeah, my take on it has always been that is never the ideal place for an animal, but with the destructive side of humanity, having stuff where people as children and can see animals like that probably saves more animals in the end. I don't know if it's true, but that's my theory. That's how I sleep at night when I go to the zoo. RF Gaming Channel says, I haven't had a single positive experience with Fathom events. Terrible every single time. Well, why is that? Is it just like it doesn't play on time, or it's like it's glitched, or is it just people? But
I did the Metallica one before COVID. It was like right before. That was good when they did the S&M2, the symphony stream.
Mm-hmm.
That was it was fantastic. I had no complaints.
I saw the Queen's We Will Rock You, which is one of the only Queen shows that was done on film. So it's one of the only ones that could really be shown in a nice way on screen. But that show's not that good. That's what kind of sucks about it. It's like the one time they filmed and it's, not really that good. Oh, really? Star Wars Santa. Star Wars Santa just sent me the predictions thing, I think.
They wheel in the kid in amber, right? And a little one of those fucking thing with the wheels, like a fucking dolly, right? You dolly him in and just set him down, right? Pull it back, and he's just and then like ask him a question. Yeah.
Okay.
Favreau sitting behind the mic, pretending to be the kid. I wish I was alive.
Oh no.
They're trying to sell capitalism up there, so he's like, see, your healthcare can't fix me. I'm still an amber. Ah! Like, oh, Favs. He'll do anything for paycheck.
Well, it's kind of weird. I always felt like maybe my mom was a dancer named Amber. Now I'm an Amber. Good thing we don't know our parents. I mean, I'm not judging or anything. I'm just saying. What name do you use? Okay. So
if Disney really wanted to sell out the Phantom Menace, bro, right? Mm-hmm. Like just be like, fuck it. They would have been like, Kenobi leaves Tatooine and just hides out on the moons of Iago because Anakin's too heartbroken to go there and get him. Like if you really wanted to just take the piss out of him, like that's that we could do. Yeah. Careful when you ask me to help you write fan fiction. It's not going to be what you think.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is supposed to be a moon of Mustafar. We did actually see one of the angels though in Clone Wars. They are literally angels. They're like these angelic looking beings. They're crazy looking.
I don't know if I can handle it, dude.
Oh, it was you would love it. Okay. Is he going to say hello there?
Oh, these are the Santa predictions.
Santa predictions are on right now. We're doing it. We have been terrible. This.
I predict wine. Lots of whining.
Okay. So we're going to say no?
Okay. Hello there. No. No, it's too that is not something they're gonna do at all in this series.
Okay.
I think
I've got a bad
They were gonna
feeling
do
about
that-
this. We have the invasion. We have the big battle. This is the big battle episode. That's a pretty
Oh.
good place for it, I would say.
It's the only place left for it that will make sense, and I just don't see them doing it dramatically. They never do it like a real dramatic moment, right? Someone's gonna be like, "They did it here, Rob," but
They should have given it
the
to
tone of the
Wade.
show.
They should have given it to Wade. Is what
By
I
the
say.
way, I think since Star Trek has red shirts, we should have Wade shirts.
Wade shirts.
You know, like anytime they send the rebellion to get some rando rebellion guy gets killed, he's a Wade shirt.
Or some guy in Oakley's. If you're in Oakley's, you're dead. Kenobi, someone says it, not his full name, just his last name. I'm gonna say yeah. People call him Kenobi all the time. Ben, someone calls Obi-Wan by his secret identity name. I'm gonna say yeah, because I still think Leia is calling him Ben. So if she says his name, I think she's gonna say that.
Oh shit, you got me on that one.
I mean, if you think about it just from like maybe a writer's perspective, if you call him Kenobi, the next time when you go to say it, you might use Ben. Like you just might not want to use the same thing too many times. So it might be like a synonym kind of situation. I don't know. Kenobi lights his saber, not someone else's. I'm gonna go with yeah.
Address Vader as Annie just to get it really under his crawl. You know
right?
What I mean? Yeah.
Red saber. Is this link right here isn't my like unique link, right? This should allow everybody to do it. I'm gonna put it in the chat right now. So if anybody wants to do their own who hasn't. All right, red saber is lit by someone. I'm gonna say yes. Spinny, and Inquisitor saber spins.
No.
We have to say no. If we say yes, I'm just not gonna be able to make it through to this day.
No.
They fly now.
Flying.
An Inquisitor. Wait. Oh, wait. Spinny. Inquisitor uses saber. They spin. They will spin. I think they're gonna spin this one. They're fighting a bunch of people. This is the only time for them to fucking spin. They fly now though. That's what I thought it was getting at. I'm gonna say no flying, but spinning.
No, they're never flying.
Stormtroopers, for sure. Going to be some stormtroopers. Force powers are used by someone, something obvious, not meditation or enhanced reflexes, etc. Yeah, there's going to be some force powers. Someone rides a speeder or Vespa bike. See,
no.
See when he says this, I think he means a speeder bike. And the question is thrown me the whole time when we did the first one. But I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to speeder bikes. Kenobi uses a blaster. I'm gonna go with most likely he does. A droid is referred to by name. I think so. I think Lola.
Yeah, well, Lola's evil. So.
Yeah, they'll be like evil Lola. Someone calls Luke and or Leia by name. Of course, right? Leia's in it. They're gonna call her name. Non-human species has a speaking line in another language, not basic. We see subtitles to translate what they said. I'm gonna go.
It should always be that way, personally. But
yeah, I'm with you too. It's better than oh, hey, how's it going? I'm just a really nice alien.
Look, I loved the Phantom Menace when it came out. I did not appreciate the Nemodians. I went and saw it in German with English subtitles because I was in Germany out in the economy.
Yeah.
And even with the weird German dub over them, they played better in another language. Just anything. I don't know, like them. How many aliens? Yoda speaks English, speaks basic, and it works. But that's so rare in Star Wars. It's so rare.
Well, it's not even.
Mostly, I think
it's not even like a real dialect that he speaks either. It's like made up backwards and forward shit, you know?
No, but not all the time. Mostly because he sounds like Grover, and we all we love Grover. So
I'm gonna go with I want to go with yes that the Inquisitors are gonna fight and argue with each other because that's what they do. So Reba has a big moment. So 17, we see the Starline's light tunnel of a ship inside hyperspace. What do you think, Rob?
No. No, I always associate that with like the call to adventure, the
Yeah.
hyper light, and when they just want to like move you on, they just zip away. You know.
So this is saying a new first appearance in Star Wars canon live action of a planet or a moon. I'm gonna say probably not.
Now they're going back to
Yeah, they go
the
back.
partisans, right?
Yeah, they go back to Jabim, as far as I know, and then from there they go to Amun and Mustafar to fight Darth Vader in the final episode. And then the only thing that it could be is I'm pretty sure that flashback is in the Jedi Temple, like in a training place. But what if it's someplace
That would be
different?
on Coruscant.
But yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But I'm like, what if they're somewhere else than what I think? But they probably wouldn't say what that was called anyway, so it'd be unconfirmable. So I'll just sort of say no. Episode total time is listed at so he means below 45 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah. And then you name it. Okay, what should we name? What should we name here? Because this is what should we say is going to happen? Okay. Here's the ridiculous one. Lola fights her programming. Yeah. Does she fight it for her love for Leia and overcome it? Never underestimate a droid. All right, how about this?
Yeah.
How about this? Evil Lola is a total slut. Fucking seduces Ned B, then breaks his heart. No?
She corners the market on crypto and then tanks it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's what I do. Sure.
She gives pictures of Bell Organa shitting to the Empire as compromise. Organa on the pot. No?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think Organa cares if they have dirt on him. He's like, fine, it's my ass. I shit.
He's like, you know what, man? I'm fucking Space Jimmy Smits, man. I mean,
in space, it could be a culture somewhere. You could be, hey, man, that's culture where I come from. Where? Somewhere. The shitting on the bed planet. Like, oh,
I'm Jimmy Smits. I started the Mormon religion.
They call me Jimmy Shits where I come from, but change my name because we're gonna get married to royalty and all that. So went from Trump to Trump and from Shits to Smith. No.
Right.
Jimmy, your name isn't Smits in the movie. Oh shit, you got him. Damn.
All right. Should we make it?
Man.
Should we make it Reva betrays the Empire again? Is that
Reva
one that you think?
betrays the Empire
Or again? Is that a good one?
That's the following episode, though. Technically, yeah, because if Reva, we're still getting the Tatooine thing, then she doesn't tell Vader about it.
Or should we go? Or should we say Reva fights Kenobi?
She has to figure out Luke somehow.
Mm-hmm.
I figure she just would have done the math, but we're not getting the kind of character that goes like we're not seeing her. I always think of like Morgan Freeman in Seven when he's doing the detective work in the library.
Mm-hmm.
They're not that kind of like detectives. So like I imagine she'll have to pull the memory or get him. It'll probably be more evocative of like Return of the Jedi's Vader versus Luke, where he thoughts betray him kind of moment. So yeah, Reva versus Kenobi. If I had to guess, I'm never gonna guess in this shit. So
One night only.
yeah.
All right. There we go. Submit. All right. We didn't blow it this week.
Also, the name of Lando's callbot, ONO, right? When Lando needs a,
Yeah.
ONO, yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it's the hookup droid.
Man. Yeah. It would be rad to be able to see that show in the theater. I would love if they did it, but also liked it when they used to do those like supercuts of Clone Wars. They would take the 3 arcs, edit them into a movie. I wish Disney Plus would release those on the thing too. It's like the best way to watch some of those, honestly. And one of them, like the one where Ahsoka leaves, has like a the whole score is done by a symphony in Prague, and it's just like, come on, release that. But
gotta tell you, man, I re-listened to the score to A New Hope, and I'm just struggling for that kind of music, man. Like I'm wishing like the
that's
Leia
not
theme. Like I'm like not themes. I mean like the kind of music. Dun 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 dun. The shit gets me going, bro. And when it's missing, that's one of the main things that I'm like, I don't know, I'm missing some of this. Something missing, and that's a big deal for me.
Yeah. Nobody can do it that well usually. It's a tall order. Make a rockin' soundtrack.
I did listen to a bit of a Chiquino's Dominion score. Different, but actually pretty entertaining. You know.
Yeah.
Probably the only good thing about that movie, from what I hear. I'm not gonna go see
I do not like the development of film. I do not like the development of film productions. The best movies are made with a mix of miniature, green screen, and live sets. Now they're just lazy using small sets and visuals look cheap. So yeah, there's always shortcuts, and sometimes the shortcuts don't work.
Until he finds out about the prequels. Attack of the Clones and Revenge.
Left Coast, there is absolutely no way that it's that long. You will be setting yourself up for disappointment if you're imagining that the next 2 episodes. I promise the next episode's short. So unless they give us like a 2-episode finale.
They're drunk on that Stranger Things, man.
I could be wrong.
Telling you,
I could be wrong, but I'm
getting everyone spoiled. You know.
Mr. Strikes Back says that background is awesome. A vintage pick of the figure aisle back in '97, or is it a newer pick from a comic shop?
It's gotta be some toy comic shop, I think, because like all the powers of the Force go way down there, and there's a N1 starfighter up there, so it's probably some I don't know. I find this stuff and then I forget how I found it. So.
Mr. St. Clair says the Rocky IV director's cut last year was a Fathom event. I skipped the event and bought it on 4K the next day. It was cheaper than the price of a ticket to the one night only Fathom event. Sure, but I mean, you know, it's still fun to go out. I mean, I like going out to theater. I like the experience, personally. But
you have well-behaved audiences, though, Jason.
It depends. It depends. But yeah,
I never.
Yeah,
do. Never.
Yeah, I mean, I go a bit aggro early. Like when I saw Top Gun, there was a couple over to my right, and they kept getting their phones out, and I was like, "Whoa!" I did it kind of funny because she like blinded me, you know. But then after that, they cut it the fuck off, and then I saw her like getting up to go check her phone outside the theater, and I was like, that was also kind of annoying, but you know, whatever. Better than seeing the light. Neil said, would be cool if the name of other YouTubers who are generally divisive weren't given any attention in the chat of this channel. Pretty sure they love the attention. Plenty of other shit to discuss. True.
I agree.
M Strikes
we never
Back.
Bring it up.
What's the deal with Kenobi show not fitting with Revenge of the Sith? I don't know how it does it, honestly.
Well, you gotta get it at the right angle, right?
Oh, right.
Lean into it, and then you just and then it'll fit.
We should start a petition to get Michael Bay his own Star Wars show. No, Aria. Bad Aria. Bad. Bad.
Did you not get enough of that ambulance movie, Aria? Go back and support it.
I think Reva might have loaded some software into our Aria, and she has like a red eyes right now.
I admit the visual effects in Transformers 1 through 3 are entertaining, but the budget went down after that. Like it's a lot of like just, you know what it looks like? You know those magnet sculptures, right? We got those little shards of like magnets you can move around and sculpt shit out of. Yeah. Right? Like, yeah, that's what all the Transformers look like after that. It's moving in like diamond shards.
Is Lola gonna murder some rebels? Says you do suck. I don't actually know what Lola's fate is, but I mean I could see some comedic shit like, oh no, she's the tracker, and Obi-Wan just cuts her in half with the lightsaber and Leia's like, no, why? But I mean, I don't know how do you fix her? You know, how do you fix her? And if not, does she then die on Alderaan? Is she blown up? when we watch A New Hope? Are we seeing Bell Organa and Lola eat it?
They're gonna put
Yes.
Lola in the back to tank and fix her.
Floating in there. And then it flashes back to like the assembly line with like parts being put together, and she's like remembering her birth. The young boomer
Slave
says,
labor.
sorry. Only half read the theatrical release news, thought it was US. That's okay, man. Sam says, sorry, Rob's criticism of the quality of Kenobi. Though Kenobi does fit with Revenge of the Sith. Only thing missing would be the Emperor. Pretty important character. Shame to leave him out of it. But hey, Ian McDermott's salary got high for Disney. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, you could do a thing where then there's the Emperor, and you're like, oh, there's always the bigger fish. Ha 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 ha. Liam Neeson, Qui-Gon Jinn. If you want it, if they wanted to.
Well,
but I mean, but we're seeing the very bottom of the Inquisitors, which is Reva. And then Vader is the top of that. And I think it's about that, not about like the whole empire in entirety. It's about that caste system, if you will. And so I think that's yeah.
There was a whole thing when I was watching the last episode where he breaks the window. And I was like, man, I wonder if that bigger fish is going to come through it, right?
Yeah, I remember saying that.
Like that bigger fish, right? But that's because later on, the fifth brother says they wrecked the whole place. And I'm like, no, they didn't. You know, they wrecked the hallway. But like if that fish had got in there, man, that fish should be wrecking shop, you know?
Yeah. OPC Killer's back.
And we got O'Shea Jackson Jr. in there so he can hide like in a stove, you know, when the fish comes in the room and shit. You know, it rhymes.
It rhymes. Jeff Mugg says, any chance of flagging Inquisitors? Man, I hope not. And if they do, they better have like some fucking angle to make that shit rock. Zooey says, yo, how you guys doing? Jason and Rob haven't been here for a while. You have probably been asked. But what do you know if Grand Inquisitor will be back in episode 5? I can only confirm he will be back this season. That's what I can confirm, is that he comes back this season. I don't know if it's this at the end of this episode or if it's the next one. I kind of think it's going to be. I predict it will be the 6th episode, is what I'm thinking. But it doesn't mean I'm right. You know, your guess.
Horrible thought, Jason.
What's that?
We're gonna get the Inquisitor in a back to tank.
Oh no!
You know, we thought they were done, but never leave it a back to shot. It's just sitting there. It's easy. Just put them in water. So
you know what my dumbass that doesn't get is they keep going like he has 2 stomachs. So I'm like, so if you stab somebody with 2 stomachs, they don't die because they got another stomach. So
the dad from Alf tried that several times in the series, but Melmacians have several stomachs. Every week he just stabs the wrong stomach, and just, you know, cats fall out of him.
Yeah, what if Reva stabbed him and then kittens fell out of his stomach? Yeah. Bram says, I also hope to see Quinlan Voss tomorrow. Ooh, do not hope for. I mean, you could hope, and I hope I'm wrong, but do not expect Quinlan in this series. Greg says, great question, Neil. Is Grand Inquisitor the dad, or is Vader just everyone's father? I think he's Uncle Vader, the lovable guy from the planet next door. The Old Republic says, Nari has paid with his life along with Wade. Nobody seems to give a shit. The galaxy is a pretty brutal place. Yeah, well, like Luke Skywalker, I care. Oh, sorry. I guess I get really emotional
Wade shirts
about Wade, you know. But they say I'm a Wade man around here. Yep, cannon fodder. Says Don. Jason, is filming for Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew going to overlap? I assume Skeleton Crew is using the volume. I think they are going to kind of be going on about the same time, and they will both use the volume, and probably I think they're going to use the exterior sets as well. It's not really too impossible to make that happen either.
Or they're really going to put several kids on a ship and let
Shoot
Elon
'em-
Musk just toss them
just-
out into space. Yeah, film it.
Yeah, see what happens. You know, can
For
you
about a
make it?
year.
Yeah. Do you know anything about Vader in the next episode? Just say he's going to kill people. Like I said, it's a big battle. I don't really have a lot to like throw in there other than to say it's the big battle. You know, I hate to be. They're gonna, but this is where I knew we were for sure going to see the Purge Troopers. So I imagine the Purge Troopers are gonna get some action in this one. At least I hope so. So they are alive. Grogu is there too. What, you think that people in Amber? I don't know. Bram says Star Wars had a tweet a few days ago saying, "You're not the first Jedi to come through here." The quote from Tala from episode 3, meet Quinlan Voss. So are we going to see him? I don't believe we do. I really don't believe we do. If we do, that'll be like the big secret that they somehow kept totally secret. And I didn't hear anything about it. And it could happen. I mean, and I am not so arrogant as to say it couldn't happen. It could. But if I am going to bet against what I know, I'm going, or, you know, against what I do know, I'm going to say it ain't happening. I think he just came through there one time, you know, and that was pretty much that. I mean,
I was just imagining him like showing up at the end of the last episode, like in Escape from LA, where he's riding a giant wave like Snake Plissken and shit. Like what fucking universe does Escape from LA exist in compared to that first film? Or he's up on a big wave, big kahuna in it and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, like I said, I don't know every single thing. I knew like all of the big parts about what the episodes were. I was able to get like, you know what I mean? But then you get into these little parts after you know that stuff, you're start going, but what if, you know? And I'm like, what if they do unthaw all those people on Ember then? What if Reva goes, hits a button and all these Jedi people start running for the fucking chips at the end of the day? I mean, it could happen.
How much you want to bet you say Amber so much during this shit that YouTube starts sharing our videos with Johnny Depp? You know, like, like we're saying that word too much. I just don't trust the algorithm.
I don't know. I mean, I personally think she's innocent. Okay. Also, the Jawa Tika has Grogu's pram somehow.
Jason just sees single blonde in LA available.
I'm like, looks innocent to me. Chilean anyway says, I think it'll be funny if people call Ahsoka a bait and switch since a Rebels character is going to heavily feature in it. No, they won't do it. Yeah.
Clone Wars was a Ahsoka bait and switch. You gotta go back 10 years for that one.
Right. Grand Inquisitor was around since Order 66, says Sheev. Evil? I mean, I know he's been a Jedi, and he was like a Jedi cop, like whenever those guys are called with the yellow lightsabers. But was he you know, an agent to Palpatine by then? He was one of the temple guards that watched Ahsoka be wrong. Yeah. See, like, I mean, I know all that stuff. Watch all that shit like 100 times. I just don't know. And then I know that, like, we learned that in Rebels, that he's, you know, that guy. I just don't know when he becomes what, like, how was he turned? When did he turn and stuff like that? But I do think you can make it work for yourself by just going, oh, he turned really, really early. So Neil says, as far as the tomb, trophies are generally kept on display for all to see. The fact that it's in some hidden area leads me to believe something else is going on. Yeah, I think that is a reasonable take, for sure. But you know, at the same time, it's like, it's just such a weird concept that without knowing, like, we could rationalize it all we want, and at the end of the day, it's just gonna be whatever their idea is. So it does seem to like point towards there being something to it, like they're preserving the bodies or something like that. But I would also say the reason why I think that they could actually be alive is, would Disney show a dead child? Is something to really.
It's their new logo. Like, it's just yeah. They're leaning into that whole groomers thing. You know,
right.
Like, you know, they're gonna call us it anyway.
So let's just lean into it and win it that way.
Chapek's in Florida. He's like, fight fire with fire, dead
Yep.
kids. Like,
So I'm from Florida. I know.
Don't do that, man. Like,
Yeah.
CEO mentality, man.
Yoan Kwan
mentality.
says, "Can you do a quick summary of what is going to come in episode 5? Hell, the war, the flashback."
Disappointment.
Oh, I hope not. Don says, "If the Jedi were dead, wouldn't the Force have left? How viable would the midi-chlorians be then?" Well, like what it is like they have in Rebels that mummy of Luminara Unduli, and they could just sense that she's there, but they don't read it correctly, and then they get there and there's a mummy in there. But Luminara, who was used as bait in that episode, was like literally a skeletal like mummy and super horrific looking, and so it doesn't appear like it's the same thing. So yeah, but maybe they are in essence dead. Oh no, it's George Lucas. What do you want, dude?
I'm sorry. I'm just writing this all down. It's very good stuff. I didn't really think about it when we did that. So hold on. Let's write that.
George, you don't work there anymore, man. You're retired, dude.
I want my mummy.
You're a dad, dude. You're like,
yeah. Look, honestly, if I stay home, they expect me to like show emotion and care. So I just like to wander around set and bother John and Deborah and craft services all day. They can't tell me no. Can you imagine if they said no?
Right.
Although YouTube will just say it'll explode.
George likes bologna. Yeah, you got to have bologna when George is coming. Bologna sandwiches for George. Leia and Reva parent trap Vader and Kenobi.
Someone say bologna.
No.
Bologna.
No.
Bologna.
Oh man, we didn't say your name, Dave.
That's a magic word, Jason. Never say that word on this show. You know what's coming.
No, you gotta call it Bologna or
all right. You imagine if they kicked George Lucas off set? Like, that would be the best. Like,
get out of here, you old kook.
just their guys would.
Yeah. But I could also imagine that if George Lucas was making this, how there would just be George Lucas attack videos anyways. George Lucas doesn't understand his own characters, they would say. The Old Republic says,
"It was my job. I didn't know you could monetize it in 2001, Jason. That was what I used to do."
You fucked up, man.
10 years too late.
I know.
20.
I mean, can you imagine wanting to be Alex Jones, but then just talking about Spider-Man and Star Wars all day? It's like, what are you doing? Anyways, the Old Republic says Obi-Wan finding the tomb. Who fucking does that?
He talked about Black Panther for a year and the Joker. Like, what's the difference? Once there's a Black Spider-Man, he will talk about Spider-Man all day. Just wait. Live action, not the cartoon. When Miles Morales ends up live action, that's when Alex Jones simps for fucking.
Obi-Wan finding the tomb in episode 4 was just to show him being confronted with reality in the galaxy. He had been in a cave for 10 years. Think the Jedi tomb are dead, by the way. Yeah, I mean, they probably are. I think they should be dead personally, but I don't know if they are. Until it's confirmed, it just is what it is. But I am with you. I think the functionality of the story was just simply look at what these maniacs are doing. This is why it's important that you get up and fucking wake up, Kenobi, and get on with this.
And wait at least 10 more years to do.
At least 10 more years until this guy gets. Okay. Nope. Rob, he has to be able to disappear and turn into a blue ghost man. Okay, it takes some time. Give it to him.
This is gonna get off your feet so they can. One day you can hope a kid might do something once his parents get burned to death. But
thanks for talking about my comment. My channel is a PS5 WWE 2K22 70s wrestling territory. I created it with editing tools in the game. Rob was almost right.
All right.
Hey guys.
Like the 70s wrestling. You got to get the Jerry Lawler record from like 78, 79. He had his own like country album. It's great.
Hey Quentin.
Same Lawler, my man. That guy. So good.
Shh, Lord Tasman, you may anger him. Quiet. Never ask his name out so bluntly. You will anger him. Jillian
When you're
says,
kidding, folks. You say
a
I'm joshing
YouTuber.
you,
Oh, yeah.
right? The 90s.
Yeah. That is YouTube. Oh, hey, thanks, Quentin. Them thumbnails are pretty though, laugh out loud.
Took you
Which
40 minutes
ones?
to get to his super chat.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it. It didn't. Well, no,
It's the
no,
world's
no,
worst.
no. Did you see it up there on the top? Because I didn't get it up on the
Yeah,
top. I didn't.
you know?
Nope.
Oh,
It's
all right.
this when there's a bunch of
That's
chats,
weird.
it goes super weird. So sorry, Quinn. I would have went right to it because I love $2. I love you, Quentin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Joel says it was me, Rob. For the record, I'm gonna listen to this show. Someone says In and Out is fantastic, you monsters.
It is.
I'm not saying I won't eat
See
some
you,
In and Out.
Soundwave. I see
I'm
you.
just
I see you. I see you.
man. We got a burger place over here that's like a restaurant though, but it's called Frank's. They make really good hamburgers. If you're
I
ever in Southern
make a
California,
great burger.
Yeah,
I know how to make my own. I'm just saying, if I'm on the road or some that and especially in Southern California, Jason, everything's fucking a $15 to $20 move. You know what I mean? Anything you do, it's like you better just have a 20. And so like knowing I could throw down for a burger, you know what I mean, and get some substance out of it. I wouldn't get the soda, I'd just get the burger. Maybe fries if I was in that mood, but mostly just a burger. You're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing better is if you know a really good, affordable burrito shop, because the volume, if you can get a good $5 burrito somewhere, man, like that's the real money maker. But other than that, In and Out, and that's the best place.
Yeah.
Your dollar.
Mario has been controversial since birth, laugh out loud. Yeah, pretty much. I remember when I was a kid, like when Genesis was a thing, started to get really bullied about liking Mario a lot by neighbor kids and stuff. Mm-hmm.
How do I say this? I may have seen some stuff from the new CGI movie. I may have.
Is what
Can't
you
say no.
may have seen neat?
Huh?
People
will be very happy.
Okay.
People will be very happy.
Yeah.
Probably less happy with their underpowered Switch. And you're like, oh, why my games still look like fucking 2011?
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
I know my kids like they have Xbox Ones and they still want to play games on their Switch. They just like the Switch Lite. Something about they just like it. I don't know what it is. But last night me and Penny went on Revenge Guy stream and we played Star Wars characters in Fortnite. And we got number 1 twice. We killed everybody. We were maniacs. Lord Tasman says it was like the appropriation, but anyway, my thing is just to credit the source, but trying to stay in your lane encourages this ethnic and racial tribalism. Don says cultural appropriation is a monetary thing. If someone making a profit off a knockoff instead of you buying an original, that's when it matters. I could see that being true.
Like when you buy dream catchers at the fucking Vons, when you can literally in Southern California go to a reservation and support them directly at the casino.
Yeah, sure. And
I'm not saying by gambling. They usually have a nice gift shop, or you can support local, whatever. Also with Christmas trees, like if you live anywhere rural, there's usually a place where you can just like pay $5, go cut one down off a farm somewhere. Try to do that, because a lot of them trees that appear magically at a shopping parking lot or something, they're usually wheeled in or shipped in from out of state. So they set a guy up with a Snoopy hut and he looks rural, normal, like local and shit. But yeah.
When I was a kid, we had a Christmas tree farm next to my elementary school in Paramount, and we used to jump the fence after school and go into the Christmas tree farm, and we would play Return of the Jedi in there like it was indoor. But there were just a bunch of Christmas trees that you could cut down.
I accidentally brought a squirrel home. That
really?
Thing that's in Christmas Vacation literally happened. Christmas in '97. Yeah.
That happens.
Because we had a big van, and I went to the top of a tree and cut the top down. Just like I was like, I don't want to. I'll get the top, and brought this thing in there, and that poor sucker was holding on to dear life the whole fucking way. Apparently, we caught it and brought it back to the area and released it. So. Like I didn't, my buddy and my ex and her dad did. I'm not fucking around with wild animals.
Yeah, me either. Yeah. Jonathan says it makes sense that Kenobi can still leave Tatooine if Reva is still alive, knowing that she is aware of Luke. Am I right? Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, I think if you're buying into the theme of hope by the end of this and what Kenobi needed to overcome on that front, I think he's hoping she does the right thing.
What you're really missing is the scene from Revenge of the Sith that George cut out. You know about this one, Jason?
Which one?
Yeah, well, we had to cover all their bases. So Yoda, it was cut, but Yoda and Obi-Wan melt down those pregnancy droids at the end of the movie, just to be certain. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that's when the pressure is getting to Jimmy Smits and he's done a bunch of drugs and he's saying no witnesses, and they're just like chopping it with their lightsabers and burning and melting them down. Yeah,
it was supposed to be like the end of Terminator 2, but it felt more like the wood chipper scene from Fargo with robots.
Yeah, didn't work out. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
They're calling KS as Canadian exclusive, 4% of the audience. They are doing it like the movie premiere in Inglourious Basterds. Small venue will make it more exclusive. Like I said, I bet you Hayden Christensen's there too because he never leaves Canada. He loves you guys. Okay, we're running out of time here, so let me hit the channel member comments. Aria, go stand in the corner and think about what you said. That says Baymax. Yeah, I'm with you. Love you, Aria, but no Michael Bay, not today. Can you imagine though, like Michael Bay, like the girl he would perv out on and put in it, and just like Star Wars Twitter, just fucking losing its mind over.
He would just make a Slave Leia movie. I'm just telling you right now, Michael Bay's Slave Leia, and it's just like all the Slave Leia clones. It's just Slave Leias, you know.
It would be,
and honestly, it'd probably make the most money. Like I'm just being honest, with as shallow as dudes are, and look, a lot of females out there actually love that costume, man. I knew a whole
I'm not knocking it
of them,
you know.
So but that's what he would make.
Baymax says the Ford sister isn't seen in any other material, Rebels, comics, etc. She's got to bite the bullet on Jabim. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even hear anything about her. Like she was just like so unimportant, it seemed like. So I'm gonna guess probably. Will says Goodles fires an engineer because he said a convoy bot has become sentient and Kenobi dealing with the Lola at the same time. A coincidence? I think not. Convoy bots are a thing. The Empire scale seems so small in this show. Well, we aren't. Yeah, like that's the thing is it's not like an Empire show. It's not like the Empire versus Kenobi. It's the Inquisitors, and it's their base, and it's a secret base. Nobody knows about it, Arya. Just me, you, and everybody watches the show. Will Morgan says this is where we go from Jedi Park to Jedi World, and yeah, I kept wondering if we were going to see Cal. Never could get that. Neil says, didn't Luke have a clip on his nose while in the Bacta? How do Boba and Kenobi sleep in the Bacta with nothing blocking their nose? I don't expect an answer. It's just weird. Oh, you know, it's their adenoids. They have adenoid issues, so it just works out. Revenge, says Revenge Guy. Jason, how's it going? How's it going, man?
Kenobi got used to it because he has a sleep spacnia problem. Bactnia problem, right? Yeah, it's from eating all that sand whale. You know, he put on some extra weight, and so
he smuggles it in his nose holes sometimes too. Hey George, will you be appearing at CPAC this year? There's a whole faction waiting to see you float down and rapture them back to the expanded universe.
I got something for that.
Well, actually, I was gonna show up with JFK Jr. and we're going on tour with David Chappelle, and it's gonna be two guys and another guy. Right. The tour.
I was wondering when you might start trying your hand in stand up.
I wanted to call the tour Kurtz Isn't Invited, but Dave said it wouldn't really sell in Texas. So.
I saw like one of the mock-ups of the shirts. It was like purple. Is it cursive writing? And it says I believe your special is called Canon because I said so.
Yeah. Whatever.
Every single time he just like riffs on stuff and he goes Canon because I said so. That's George Lucas's whole act, basically. But all right. Well, we will. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Kenobi Eve. And if there's any news, I'll jump back on and cover it and all that kind of jazz. Thank you to everybody for liking the video, for subscribing to the channel, having the like or the bell clicked so you can get the notifications of when I do randomly go live, and for being channel members and Patreon supporters. It means a lot. The support means a lot. And we're only about 24 hours away ish until we get to the 5th episode. So we're gonna have a lot to discuss over the next couple of days. Hopefully everybody likes it. And but we'll be back tomorrow to like talk about that. I'm sure there will be something to talk about between now and then. And Rob,
if I like it, I'll let you know. Like, I'm not gonna
yeah.
sit here and try to find something not to like, folks. I got someone, you just try to find something you don't like. I'm like, all right, yeah, I mean, all right, if that's what you think, sure.
Yeah, no, never fake it. Never fake it. That's stupid. Yeah, but anyways, be cool. See everyone tomorrow. And I don't know, watch the first 4 if you're enjoying it to get ready for tomorrow.
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
It's the end of the show.
Come on, let's go. Hey!
You know you should go.
Come on, let's go.
It's not about spaceships.